Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be solving this puzzle called check strict superset, which is similar to what we have done in the previous challenge. So just a slight modification we will do, and we will be able to solve this problem as well. So here you can see we are given a set A and n small n other sets, and our job is to find whether set A is a strict superset of each of the n sets. So you have a set and you have some n other bunch of sets, and you have to check whether set A is a strict superset of those other sets or not. And if that is true, then you have to print true if A is a strict superset of each of the n sets. Otherwise you have to print false. Okay, so we have to check with all the other sets. What does strict superset means? At least one element that does not exist in its subset. Okay, so it's a bigger one. I mean, more number of elements it will have, set A, and all the other n sets will have less number of elements, plus it should be all of them should be having elements of A. Okay, at least one extra it should be having, set A. So for example, you can see here, if this is set A 1 3 4, then it is a strict superset of set 1 3, because 4 is your extra element. Okay, that does not exist in its subset. Okay, so all the elements of this set, let's say set B, should be available in set A. Also set A should have extra elements. Okay, so that is how it will become strict superset. Here in this example you can see 1 3 4, but this also has 1 3 4, so it will not become a strict superset. Why? Because there is no extra element. At least one element should be extra, which is not present in its subset. That is the condition. Here also, if you will see 1 3 4 is set A and 1 3 5 is set B, you can see 1 3 is there in set A, but 5 is not there. So this will also not become a strict superset. So all the elements of set B should be present in set A, plus set A should have extra elements. That is what you can imagine. So that is something we have to do with other sets as well. So we will do that. Now what will be the inputs given to us? First line contains the space separated elements of set A, so we'll take the input. Then second line will give you the value of small n, then the number of other set, that is the number of other sets, how many other sets are there, and the next n lines will be getting space separated elements of other sets. Okay, so hopefully you are able to see what is written. Okay, these are the constraints. Even if you will not write, it is fine. So print true if set A is a superset, strict superset of all other set. So we have to check first with all of them, and then we have to print true, rather than checking each set and printing true. So we don't have to print true after each set. We have to check for all the sets and then we have to print true. Okay, else we will have to print false. So here you can see these are the elements of A, then 2 is the value of small n. So two cases are there, and first one is this and second one is this. If here you can see this is a subset of this guy, and all of the elements are available 1 2 3 4 5, whereas other elements are also there, so it becomes a strict superset. Okay, A becomes a strict superset of with compared to this. Okay, but when you will compare with the second case, here you can see 100 is not available in this set, so clearly it is not a superset. And looking at both the examples, finally you concluded that false should be printed, because we have to check with all other n sets. Okay, so all other two sets. So when all of them will produce true, then and then only we have to print true. Okay, so here in this case, first case it was true, this was set A was strict superset, but in this case it was not. That's why we have printed false. So set A is a strict superset of 1 2 3 4 5, but not the set of for not 100 11 12, because 100 is not in set A, hence print false. Okay, so looks similar to what we have done before. So what I'll do, I'll write it. Let's the first thing is we have to take the input set A. So set A, so you are already aware of the code map, then I'll do int comma space input brackets dot split. Okay, so this is what we had last time as well. So that is how we were taking the inputs, right? Now we have the value of small n, and just like test cases, so int bracket input. Okay, now let's do the for loop now. So for I in, instead of range going from 0 to t, will be going here from 0 to n, right? What else we had? It is similar to what we have done in the previous program. So let me now take set b. Set b I am taking inside because it is changing, right, depending upon the test case. So it is similar to this thing. Control C, Control V. Okay, just copied it. So this guy will come here, 1 2 3 4 5 guy, and here 1 2 3 4 5, this whole long thing will be coming. Okay, so now what we will do, we'll check. How we gonna check? What I'll try is, first I'll check these guys whether they are available or not. If they are available, then it will check whether the other elements are available in this set or not. That's how I am going to verify strict superset. Okay, so let me do it first what we have done before. So for I in set B, we'll check whether it is available or not. If I in set A or not. Okay, if it is available, what we will do is, if it is available, then we can, temp is there, temp is equal to, we'll keep track of it, temp plus 1, and let me define here temp is equal to 0. Okay, so it will keep track of the elements whether they all are available or not. Set B elements all are available or not. That is what this for loop is doing. Okay, one by one it is keep on checking. First it will check for 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and it will continue doing it. Whereas if any case where it is not found, directly it will say print false. Okay, that is what it will do, because clearly it is not a superset, right? You can see that, and then it will break for that task test case. So that is how it will work. And so this is about checking whether these guys are available in this or not. Now there is one thing we will do. We'll do the reverse. Here we are keep tracking of these values whether they are available or not via temp. Okay, let me initialize here, else I'll forgot. This was there before as well. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll use if temp is equal to the length of B, length of set B. It means that all the elements are, if all the elements of B are present in set A, then what you should do, then what it will do, it will look for reverse. I mean it will check for I in no, not brackets, for I in set A, it will check for whether others are available in set B or not, right? So what I should write, if condition will work, I think. Yeah, if I not in set B, it will, what it will do, I have to keep track of it, right? If it is not available in this, then yeah, then it is correct. So we have to take one more variable. Let me take result equals 0. Here it will increment the value of result equal to result plus 1. Okay, and then it will break. So here you can see that by result what I am trying to do is it will increase the value, because we are looking for both the test cases, right? Both the test cases. So it will store the result of first test case here. Okay, if it is I should have print true. Let me show you by printing true. Okay, so it will keep on printing true, right? So what it is doing is, here it is checking the elements of B are available in set A or not. If it is available, then what it is doing here, the elements which are not available in, if at least one of the element is not available in B from set A, then it will print true and break. Okay, let me run it. So you can see true, false it is showing. So we don't have to print true and false, we have to print one output, right? So that is the reason I am doing here. So this false also we have to remove. So we don't have to print false, we just have to leave it, and we have to store the result here. Result equals result plus 1. Okay, now how I am gonna print true or false? I'll go out of for loop, all the for loops, and I'll check the condition. If result is equal to the value of n, because this means the true value is for both the cases. So I'll write n, then print true for both the cases. If they both are satisfying, then and then only you print true, else print false. Right? So you can see that how I am means trying to prove that it's a strict superset. First here I initialized two dummy variables. Here I came, set B I took, I started doing checking, 1 is available in this or not, 2 is available, 3, 4, 5. I got all of them are available in set A. So if all of them are available, it keeps on increasing the value of temp. Okay, so temp will be 5 here after the end of checking this. If temp value is 5, which is the length of set B, then go run another for loop. What this will do, now it is checking for each of the element whether it is present in set B or not. Each element of set A, it is checking whether it is available on set B or not. If at least one of the element is not available, it will increase the value of result. Okay, it will increase the value of result and break it. So that is one test case. Okay, that is about this test case. In the next test case, you can see this guy will come. Next test case will come. It will set B here, set B. Then it will check each of the element is available or not. If it is not available, it will break and it will come out, and it will, what it will do, it will check the result. If the result value is equal to n value, which is this, means both the cases are passed, means both the cases are subset of this bigger set, then print true, else it will print false. Okay, I hope you are getting it. I mean, it's a bit confusing, but I'm doing two separate things here to check whether it is a strict superset or not. Okay, one time I'm checking set B is available in set A or not, and in the next time if at least one element is not available in set B, I'm storing the result. Okay, so this will only get printed, this will only get updated result value when the test case is a subset of set A. Okay, another test case, it will, in the next test case, it will not increment, and hence this condition will not be met, and hence you will be printed false. Okay, let's run it. Congratulations, all the test cases are passed. Done. Okay, so if you want, you can write the constraint as well. So if you want to write set length of set A, from here you can write length of set A should be between 0 and 501. Then length of n should be, this should be small n, no, small n should be between 0 and 21. Length of other sets, here you can put an if condition after this, that length of set B should be between 0 and 101. Else what will happen, it will close the program, it will stop the execution. Okay, that you have already done it. So I hope you got the feel. Much better complexity compared to check subset. Check strict subset is slightly it might have showed you the complexity. Okay, so we have done it. Now let's move on to the next challenge.